Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks and the King. Joining me today is none other than Isaiah Hill. Make some noise, everybody. Let's go.
Wagwan! Wagwan!
Oh my God.
Brother!
My man, Isaiah, how you doing, brother?
What's good, Courtney? Thank you for having me, man.
It's a pleasure of mine. Anytime somebody's over here in the tri-state area who lives in the tri-state area, I gotta have you guys on because we're family. You know what I mean?
Talk about it. That's what
It's
we
a
need.
it's a thing. You know what I mean? So I
Yes.
definitely had to have you on. But how has life been for you, my friend? I want to say this. I am so proud of your success. And when when I first heard of you getting a role in Swagger, I was like, this was made for Isaiah. It was
Damn.
made for you, bro. Like just watching your videos prior, I'm like,
Right.
come on, no one else could do
Right.
this like you. So I want to give you that first off.
Oh,
Congratulations.
man.
But how
I
has life
appreciate
been,
you.
my man?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I got all the best mentors, that are just grounded and willing to help me and pick up the phone whenever I ask or whenever I call. Um, just coming out to these cities and learning. Everything is trial and error. Like life is not a straight line.
Yeah,
I think part of me wanted this to happen last year. I wanted people to push Swagger last year, and
yeah.
everything happens at a perfect time.
At a pace, right? Yeah.
It's
You
tailor
know,
made.
yeah. You know something? I often ask myself this question, and I'm happy I have you on today. You are a basketball star. You started off as a basketball star. You were receiving D1 offers,
Yeah, and
but you
attention.
chose the acting route. Why?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, this acting thing it feels like something I've been running from for a long time. My mom
Yes.
has been putting me in casting calls and putting me in front of agents and faces look-sees since I was like 5 years old. But I always had this competitive nature for sports. Sports is big in my family.
Yeah.
Like, all my uncles, I want to say like eight uncles on my father's side. Um, like they're like granduncles.
Mm.
It's like a deeply rooted basketball culture. So when I was young, to kind of like fit into those games, those street
Yeah.
outside barbecues, I was
Yeah.
like, "Come on, mom, I want to play basketball. I don't want to act." But little do they know, I just figured this out the other day. When I was young and I was trying out for Lion King on Broadway, I actually was in an academy that I went to for a couple weeks. Like I want to say like it was like
Yeah.
a month long academy where Caleb McLaughlin, Lexi Underwood, Niles Fitch, like those are like three names that I really remember in that class that I was like singing with doing the do re mi
Mm.
fa so's with every
Come on.
morning. So it was like this kind of came to me and it's just giving me the best in both worlds and
Yeah.
I'm just extremely blessed.
Yeah. So was Swagger that full circle moment of everything that you kind of worked your behind off for
Word.
before? You know what I mean? Like growing up, I even heard that at one point you were in Sesame Street. And I'm like, wait.
Right.
What? Like, come
Right.
on, full circle moment, right? So let's
Right.
discuss getting this role, right? And how big that is via social media and how that can kind of also play an important role in this kind of how everyday thing works, right? We always think social media can be a drain, but
Yeah.
for you, it ended up being a blessing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Exactly. I mean, and like, yo, you gotta trust what's meant for you. Kevin
Yeah.
Durant's my favorite player. I've been like copping the sneakers, you know, like playing, in his stuff since I was young. Like, you know how, when we're young and we attach ourselves to like Dragon Ball Z characters as a
Yes,
family.
yes.
Like Kevin Durant was my character that I was Kevin Durant, you know, my cousin was Kobe, even though he ain't nothing like that. And then like my other cousin was LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it was so funny how like full circle this all came in one for me and my family
Yeah.
because my mom was always pushing me, to be an actor. And I actually played Julius Caesar in seventh grade in the play.
Hmm.
I had like some experience, reading lines and stuff. But like to circle back to social media, you know, use social media. Don't let it use you.
Come on. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Use social media. Don't let it use you. Social media is put there to control our thoughts and what we're saying, and you can't let them, contradict your path and take you out of your glow,
Mm.
like
Yeah. I
whatever's
agree.
meant. Yeah, that's what
I
it
agree.
is.
And I think, a lot of times people allow it to do the latter, right? They allow it to control the narrative when in reality it's supposed to be the other way around, right? You
Exactly.
dictate the ins and outs of what you want people to see and know about
Right.
who you are. So speaking about swagger, to get back to that, for those of you who do not know, it's loosely based on the pro athlete Kevin Durant.
Right.
And let's talk about how you were able to audition for this process and land the role of the young Jace Carson.
I first found the casting call on Instagram, and
Mm,
as a basketball player, like athletes, um, you know, just young people, we follow a lot of people, but we get ignorant when we see these opportunities to like join a cause, outside of our daily walk of life.
yeah.
This one felt like it was my cause. Every now and then you'll find one, and it's like you got to just push yourself,
Mm,
challenge yourself, and that's what I did.
yeah.
And I used my community. I told
Mm-hmm.
all my community to post my name under the picture.
Yeah.
And Gina Prince Bicewood actually, like, I actually got her attention,
Wow.
and she actually was like, "Yo, this could be your Jace."
Mm,
That's coming out in an interview soon that we just did in Essence. But like, I talked with Reggie and Gina, and they talked about how when I first initially got their attention, they already had their eye on me,
come
and
on.
they wanted to see me anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It was not until I showed my mom when they DM'd me that address to this Boys and Girls Club in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was like, she had that mother's knows best sense,
Yes.
and was,
Yes.
yo, you're not backing out of this. You're gonna go do this.
Mm,
Meanwhile, I'm in my high school season, a sophomore, playing varsity,
yeah.
um, like working working with these upperclassmen and trying to like find my niche and
Mm-hmm.
show these coaches I'm really about it. So
Yeah.
it was man, this swagger is like a testimony, and it's taken me a little while to figure that out, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
just
Because you're
yeah,
living in it, right? So a lot of times it's
yeah,
hard to even get the words out because you're in the testimony right now.
yeah,
You know, understand
yeah.
what I'm saying? So you get the role, you land the character. What happens next for you? Now, what's the first emotion you get when you find out you got this role?
I mean, Brian Grazer FaceTime me, and I'm just getting all these like I don't know, it's like just high level FaceTimes. I'm in the middle of going to prom, man. I'm in
Ah,
the middle of going to prom when Brian Grazer called, and I'm going to a prom for an upperclassman. I'm a
yeah.
sophomore. But this girl I used to go to church with for the longest invited me to prom, and that's another thing. Like it was just in the midst of all that, I get this call to be Jace Carson,
Mm.
and they don't call my mom. They call me, and I'm just like, yo, um, wow. Like I mean, I was kind of like, just I mean, Brian Grazer looked like he just got out the shower. He was like, he had his glasses on and a white tee. He was so clean, looking like
Oh,
he like was on like in a Malibu house or something. And I'm just like, yo, life is about to change.
yeah.
and I'm about to
dramatically.
get on. But like I was still figuring out like I didn't know what's next. Like I don't know those, and sometimes in those moments you can't talk. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes you really have to like try to feel and be as present as possible.
And
It
take
was it
in.
was hard. It
Yeah.
was tough.
I can imagine just kind of trying to take in the moment when you're
Yeah.
also having another moment, right? I'm trying to do this and then
Right.
I get this. So it's like,
Right.
wait, what? How do
Right.
I, yeah,
And
how
at the
do,
same time, like I have a basketball team
mm,
that I didn't tell that I was auditioning.
yeah,
I didn't tell anybody at school I was auditioning. I like really moved in silence and I really prayed about it. I said I wanted it.
mm,
My best friend, Jonah Wright, I gotta say his name. Jonah Wright, Jada Mathurin, Rihanna Anthony, John Marley. Like these are people like I'm calling on and they really put their hands together. Like you really
mm,
gotta talk. You gotta cherish those people that will really put their hands together and pray
yeah, and just
when
pray.
time
Yeah,
when that time in need. So
yeah,
and my mom is like a prayer warrior.
come
So
on.
that definitely just glowed through the whole situation.
Yes. So we are now at season two of
Yeah,
Swagger. And for those of you who've seen season one of Swagger, Jace Carson, who was played by Isaiah Hill, is going through a lot of these real world challenges.
right.
One being what a team looks like, right? What does it mean to be a part of a team when you're Jace Carson, who was also loosely based upon Kevin Durant before he
Right.
made it to the NBA? So, what is the development like of this character? We are now in season two, which premiered on the 23rd of June, and a lot has happened. So, walk us through just what you can tell us about the development and growth of Jace and his character in this environment.
I mean, me and Jace were very parallel coming into it. Kind of like focused on our personal growth, and
Yeah,
then like there's a lot of different shutdowns, like off like off camera. We went through everything a production could go through, so
yeah,
this show could go come out. We had,
mm-hmm.
we lost like we really lost people. RIP, like we lost people.
Yeah,
Like physically, um, and spiritually. And it was
mm-hmm.
like really tough. Then we had COVID
Yeah,
and we had to shut down like a multitude of times. And it felt like this path was not going to happen.
mm-hmm.
And then in the midst of that, Jace Carson, he comes in kind of like on the same time.
Mm.
It's like Jace he had his personal growth all in mind in protecting his family, and he had all the right ideas, but his foundation wasn't very like it wasn't molded yet until he
Yeah,
met this father figure in this Home Depot aisle,
yeah,
and like then at first it's like he feels like he's helping the team,
mm.
like they need
Instead of
him
being a part of the
a
team.
part of something. Like his cause is at first his cause is himself, and
Mm.
then his cause becomes bigger than himself,
Yeah,
and he gets to experience life at a different pace. And then like as soon he gets that, he finds these people that he really cares about, and then he still has to protect his best friend Crystal,
yeah,
and it was like at all this knowledge was coming to him at one time, and it's like one of Jace's biggest enemies in our show is himself, like
mm.
his his own head, his thoughts. So you're gonna see him going through a lot of different things, and it's like he's constantly battling himself because you know it's like he has to keep those promises he made to himself as a 24-hour person. He
Yeah,
has to he has to really um just impress himself and
mm-hmm.
have that integrity. Like
Yeah,
without that integrity, you see him start to break up and
mm-hmm.
it hurts. So that's why he goes and runs down on that coach. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's like everybody's like, no, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that
Yeah.
integrity. So
Yeah.
season two, he's learned, he's good. He feels like he's in the clear
Mm.
and his integrity's fine. But with new levels come new devils. And
Yes.
he I think he realizes that, like, I don't know, he just respects his journey in a way.
Mm.
He
And,
respects
and
every
it's
part of
hard.
his journey. And it's hard
Yeah.
while you're going through it. It's really
Yeah.
hard to do that.
Yeah.
But I think leading your life in that way is the only way you can find like peace.
Yeah.
Or
And sometimes you got to go through it the hard way, right? Like a lot of us aren't going to just find that hill or that valley and just be able to walk straight through it. A lot of us
right,
got to go like this. We got to go through
right,
the ups and downs so that way when we get to the other side, it means a lot more, right? Because
exactly.
we went through the mud. And for you to be able to connect with the character like that, what did you have to go through? I know you have a lot of these natural talents. You're already a basketball player. You're acting, singing, doing all of these things. You got a lot going on, Isaiah. You got a lot happening for yourself. So to be able to connect with the character like Jace, what did you have to dig up out of yourself to be able to display that?
Just discipline.
Mm.
Um, just wanting to know more for myself. I had to really watch my own integrity. I feel
Yeah.
like one of the hardest things, quietly, I don't really say this on, like all my interviews, but like one of the hardest things for me, obviously, is not being in school and on a basketball team.
Mm.
The thing that I've worked so hard to be a part of, like
Yeah.
COVID's come and, um, just like being on this show, it's made college coaches and coaches around the world feel like I think I'm too big for the team or the game.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like it goes against my integrity because it's
Yeah.
like that's what I'm working hard for since I was 12. But when I just decided to let go and trust the path God, has me on, that's when I just found peace. Like trauma comes from denial.
Come
Um,
on.
like I feel like when I just decided, like, yes, this is how I've been doing it. People always underestimated or felt like, he's trouble, but I've always tried to impress myself, and
Mm.
um, that's what I keep on doing. That's how I keep up with my foundation in the game, and just like you just staying disciplined, staying on that,
Yeah.
walking that fine line
Yeah.
between, what is it? What do they say on Google? Walking that fine line between ambition and I'm missing the other word, but yeah, is
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. Just that integrity.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
yeah,
think sometimes it's hard, right? Especially when you have already kind of created a foundation of what you wanted to do. And God is like, no, that's not what I'm asking you to do right now, right?
right,
I'm not calling you to do that. You're good
right,
at that. You're great at what you're doing, but that's the path that I need you on right now, and this is where you got to go. So
right,
when I think about dedication and obedience, that's the word.
yeah,
Obedience, even in the midst of uncomfortability, that's the path, right? A lot of times we're
right,
like, God, but I was on the road singing, I was on the road playing, or I was on the road doing this. Why am I here right now? And it's like this trust me, right? And I think for all of us, especially when we're younger, it's like we don't understand. Because we're not supposed to. We're just supposed to just follow, right? And bring people along the ride. Like, hey, this is what God showed me, so I'm gonna show it to you. You know what I'm saying? It may not
right,
be comfortable, but this is what we gotta do, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there's a lot of trial and error. Like, you gotta just respect your journey. Like all the no's and the negatives, you gotta kind of like accept them and be happy for them that they came to you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I find myself saying a lot, like, I got good problems,
Yes.
Like
Right.
I got good problems. This is what we wanted. This is the type of problems we wanted. you know?
This is what we were praying for, right? On our hands and knees,
Right. And
praying for with our hands up in the air, crying like God make a way. And he has.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So let's talk about the People magazine dubbing you one to watch. How do you feel
Did
even
that come
being in
out
it?
recently? Or like
Yes,
was that before?
that was recent. And I think
Whoa.
and I think that or my questions to be, how do you feel being being named something like that? Like that's a big deal, right? It's a big deal when People magazine are calling you one to watch. So
Yeah.
your whole entire process leads you here. How do you feel? Are you proud of yourself? How do you feel right now?
I'm proud of myself. Um, I'm, super proud of my team and my cast and crew. You know, we've been through everything.
Mm.
And, uh, we really want to show that glow through the screen. So I'm really glad, um, people is calling me one to watch because I have a lot of great mentors. My acting coach is Michelle Shea, who
Yeah.
coached Omar and Sinai on Love and Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, man, I'm just so happy. I feel like this is tailor made in a
Mm.
way.
If you could think of if you could think of two people you could thank for your journey who's been there constantly, who would they be and what would you say to them?
Uh, Mom and dad.
Okay.
You know, I would say mom and dad, not because they were always there, but they're the voices of my conscience.
Mm.
My dad is like the voice of my conscience and my discipline.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like he always reminded of the work and the cause bigger than myself. Like
Yeah.
I was on a path like Jace before, and that my father, like we've gone through so many different things, but like I definitely get a lot from my dad. And
Mm.
when I just finally like decided to accept that and really
Yeah.
like see it for what it is, it was like, whoa, you just learn so much from your parents. My mom I have to thank my mom because um my mom is brilliant. She's a prayer warrior, uh just like a goddess in her own element. There's so many dimensions to my parents that people don't know, and I feel like my mom really pushed me to do this. Like
Yeah.
I, and it's always been that way.
Mm-hmm.
Even like when I was putting down the soccer ball and I was picking up the basketball, my mom has always been like, she's seen that spark in my eye that
Yeah.
I'm going to separate myself from what's mediocre, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, she just like backs me in a way that, you know, she don't even gotta say much, but it's like wow. And it's
Yeah.
really special, like the things I've been able to accomplish with the two of them in my life.
Come on. I love that. I really love that. And to be able to acknowledge that a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? I know for myself, I didn't have that. And I had to fall into that alignment the hard way, right? Like I
Right.
didn't have those people in my ear. So I'm honored that you were able to mention your mom and your dad.
Trauma comes from denial though. Like, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying? When you like really just honor the fact that like, wow, these problems are tailor made for me. Only I could figure out how to get through this,
Yeah.
because I
Because they
know
lead you
I'm
I
that
think
too.
these tailor-made problems lead you to the blessing, right? Once you
Yeah.
figure it out, you know.
Yeah. You just gotta love, you gotta like who likes you
Mm,
and just lead
yeah,
us.
come
Yeah.
on. So what is next? How can we continue supporting Isaiah? What do we have coming up? And where can we go and find to support you?
Man, well, you can go and find me and support me on Instagram right now. 7AY Cash. It's Zay Cash, but somebody tried to take the Z from me in the start a long time ago because they was hating. uh, or their name is Xavier. Maybe they're not hating.
Mm.
But like Zay Cash is the name I've had since a youngin.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't want to change my Instagram. So follow that Instagram. It's the same one I had since I was 10 years old. Uh, and expect just creativity from me coming soon. I want to drop, merchandise for y'all, Jace Carson merch,
Yeah.
clothes, clothes that I like to wear. I got different films that I'm being attached to. That it's just a blessing because this is my second season and people are
Yes.
work. Um, you can just expect, you know, film like honestly, you could just expect Isaiah to be Isaiah at all times. And I hope that's empowering for you guys. I hope you guys just continue to follow me through
Mm.
forever and I can follow y'all back because we gonna lead the world.
Let's
uh
go. Let's
dang.
go.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
oh man, this has been a good one. And it's so crazy because I normally don't do interviews on like Wednesday mornings. I do them at night. I'm really intentional, but I wasn't gonna pass this one up. When I tell you I'm proud of you, my friend, I am so proud of you. All that you have gone through to get here is intentional and meaningful and purposeful, and trust and believe when I say you are inspiring a nation of people to go after things that may be uncomfortable. And we thank you.
Yeah.
We thank you so much for
Thank you.
being who you are and allowing yourself to figure out your problems to be a blessing for other people. Everybody, this is Isaiah Hill. Please make sure that you are catching up with Swagger streaming on Apple TV and follow him just because I said so. No other reason. Because I said so. This is one of
Yo,
Courtney Starks. Please make sure you follow us, subscribe to Roku, all the channels. You already know what it is. We love you for watching, and we'll see you on another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks.